My sister cut off my daughter's hair as a joke. She cried for hours when she saw she was almost bald. Mom laughed. She said, "She's not a beauty queen anyway." Dad said, "Now she really looks like your kid." They didn't know what I was going to do next. Hey Reddit. My name is Clara. I used to think family meant love and safety. I thought family would always protect you, not hurt you. I'm 34 years old. I'm a single mom to my 7-year-old daughter, Ivy. She means everything to me. I don't say that to sound nice. She really is my whole world. I had Ivy after the hardest year of my life. I broke up with my boyfriend, lost my job, and had to move back in with my parents. I said I'd never move back after I left at 19, but I had no choice. Ivy was the light during that dark time. She has a bright and gentle heart. She sees small things, like a flower dying or a kid sitting alone. She loves painting, watching nature shows, and brushing my hair while I tell her stories at night. She's also very shy with new people, and she loves her long, curly, honey blonde hair. She got that hair from my mom's side of the family. Her hair is not just hair, it's part of who she is. We used to pretend she was Rapunzel or a fairy queen. She'd spin around and laugh, letting her curls fly. That's why what happened that awful Saturday felt like something sacred was ruined. Let me explain more. My family cares a lot about how things look. My mom, Diane, always wanted everything perfect. Perfect grades, perfect way of sitting, perfect. Clothes, she used to straighten my hair every morning. She said messy curls looked lazy. I remember her getting mad if I left the house without lipstick when I was 15. My dad, Richard, didn't say much, but he always agreed with Mom's mean comments. And then there's my older sister, Emily. She's the favorite child. She got married young, had 2 sons, and now owns a fancy hair salon. She always looks nice, but she's mean in a joking way that still hurts. When I got pregnant with Ivy at 27, without being married or having a big job, they made me feel like a failure, Mom said. You always picked the wrong men. Dad sighed and said, "Looks like you're moving back in." Emily laughed and said, "Maybe the baby will turn out better than you." I remember holding my stomach and feeling sad. My baby wasn't even born, and they were already being mean to her. After Ivy was born, I moved out fast. We lived in a small house, just the 2 of us. It wasn't fancy, but it was quiet and nice. I worked from home as a writer. I homeschooled Ivy part of the time. She was happy, she painted, she smiled. She loved her curly hair. The problem started when Emily invited us for a family weekend. She said the cousins should hang out more. Ivy loves her cousins, so I tried to be kind and said yes. I packed Ivy's things, her favorite books, and her pink satin bonnet she wears to sleep to keep her curls nice. The first bad sign was when we got there. Emily looked at Ivy and said, "Wow, that's a lot of hair for a kid. Must be hard to take care of." I laughed a little. She loves it. We have a routine. She helps wash and brush it. It's our special time together. Emily rolled her eyes. Sounds like a lot of work. You should bring her to my salon. I could make that hair thinner. I smiled, but it was awkward. She likes it the way it is. The weekend started off weird. That night, Ivy played outside with her cousins. Emily and I sat on the porch. Later, Mom and Dad came out, and of course, the talk turned mean. "So, still single?" Mom asked while drinking wine. I said, "Yeah, just focused on Ivy and work." "You should try those dating apps," Dad said. "But I don't know. What kind of guy wants a woman with a kid and no real job?" I stared at him. "I do have a real job. I write full-time." Emily laughed. "Yeah, but like blog stuff, right? Not real writing." I bit my cheek to stay calm and looked at Ivy playing. She was laughing, catching fireflies with a jar. She wore the green dress I got her for her birthday. She looked so happy. I held on to that feeling. The next morning, everything went bad. I woke up to Ivy screaming. I ran from the guest room, my heart pounding. I found her in the bathroom, shaking and crying. Her curls were gone. Her hair was cut into short, messy chunks. Some spots were almost bald. She turned to me with big, sad eyes. "Mommy, my hair, it's gone. Why did they do this?" I dropped to my knees and hugged her. Emily came to the door, holding coffee and smiling. "Oh, come on," she said. "Don't be so dramatic. It's just hair." I did it as a joke after she fell asleep on the couch. Thought it would be funny. I froze. You did this?" I asked, my voice shaking. She shrugged. "She's a kid. It'll grow back. She's 7, Emily. You shaved her head while she was sleeping. She trusted you." Then Mom walked in and looked at Ivy's head. "I'll stop crying about it. She's not a beauty queen anyway. Maybe now she'll stop acting better than her cousins." I looked at her, shocked. "She's never acted better than anyone. She's just a happy little girl." Or she was. Then Dad said, "Now she finally looks like your kid." Something broke inside me. I picked up Ivy and didn't say a word. My legs took me out of that house fast. I packed our things super quick. While I buckled Ivy into the car, she asked in a soft voice, "Am I still pretty, Mommy?" I held her face and kissed her head. "You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I'm so sorry." We drove home quietly. Ivy rested, her head on the window, holding her stuffed toy. That night, I sat next to her until she fell asleep. She wore a beanie to bed. She didn't want to look in the mirror. I went to the bathroom and cried and cried. Not just because they were mean, but because I had spent so many years hoping they would love us. Hoping they would accept Ivy. But this wasn't just mean words. This was a cruel thing they did on purpose, and they laughed about it. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I emailed Ivy's therapist and told her everything. Ivy had already been seeing her for some small anxiety, but this was bigger. She needed help to feel safe again. I also kept her home from school for a few days. Not because I was ashamed, but because I wanted her to feel safe and loved. Then I made a choice. Not out of anger, but because I saw things clearly now. They had gone too far. And this time, I wasn't just going to walk away quietly. I was going to protect my daughter. Even if that meant leaving my whole family behind. When we got home, Ivy barely talked. She stopped painting. She avoided mirrors. When I asked if she wanted pancakes, her favorite, she said, "Not hungry." It hurt in a way I didn't know was possible. Her therapist, Dr. Mendes, was kind and helpful. She told Ivy her hair didn't make her beautiful. She said it wasn't Ivy's fault. She reminded her she was safe now, but I also had to face my own pain. That night, after Ivy fell asleep with her beanie still on, I opened my laptop and started writing. Not for work, just for me. I wrote everything I had held in for years. The pressure, the mean jokes, and now this betrayal. It became a letter to my family. I called it, "The day you shaved my daughter's hair was the day you cut me out of your parat. You cut me out of your lives." I didn't say anyone's name. I didn't yell or blame. I just told the truth. How Ivy had always been a happy, glowing kid, and how her light dimmed when her family made fun of her. How they laughed when she was hurt. How I had put up with years of cruelty. But now it was real harm. I ended it like this. You didn't just cut her hair. You made her feel unsafe. You told her with your actions that her body didn't belong to her. That she was only lovable if she fit your rules. And then you laughed. But now the laughter ends. I published it. Not on Facebook, not in an email, but on a parenting website where I sometimes write, a site with millions of readers. The editor read it in an hour. She emailed me, "Clara, this is powerful. Can we publish it tomorrow?" I thought for a second. Then I said, "Yes. Let them hear it." Next morning, the post went viral. Ivy was still sleeping when my phone blew up. Hundreds of comments, thousands of shares. People from all over sent love. Moms, teachers, therapists, some cried reading it. Some said they were just like Ivy. Others shared their own stories of cruel jokes from family. By noon, Emily messaged me. "What the heck is this? You told the whole world our business. You embarrassed us?" I looked at her message and wrote back, "You did that when you shaved a child's head," and laughed. Okay, I just told the truth. She didn't reply. Then Mom texted, "We raised you better than this. Take that post down now." I didn't reply. Then Dad called and left a message. "You're making a big deal out of this, Clara. You're always dramatic. Grow up." That was it. I blocked all three of them. That night, I read Ivy her favorite story, The Paper Bag Princess. She smiled a little when the princess tricked the dragon. "You're like her," she whispered. "Brave." I kissed her forehead. "So are you." And little by little, she started to feel better. Her therapist told her to start painting again. She used soft colors, first clouds, flowers, animals. One day, she painted a girl with short hair and a big smile, standing in tall grass. I asked, "Who is that?" She said, "That's me, but stronger." A month later, a small publisher reached out. They read my post and asked if I wanted to write a book. Maybe for single moms. Maybe a story about healing and being strong with your daughter. I said yes. It took a year. Between writing jobs and school pickups, I worked on it. I put my heart into that book. It was called Roots and Wings. At first, it didn't get much attention, but then it got big. Book clubs picked it up. Morning shows talked about it. A national magazine named it one of the top 5 parenting books of the year. I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to tell the truth about the pain many of us feel. Ivy's hair grew back, but more important, her confidence did. She started wearing her hair in new ways. Sometimes natural, sometimes with headbands. She didn't hide anymore. We moved to a new area with more trees, better schools, and kinder people. One day, while walking home, Ivy held my hand. "Mom, yeah, baby, do you think I'll be like you when I grow up?" I looked at her. "I hope you'll be even more you than I ever was." She smiled. "Then I'll be awesome." We laughed. I never heard from Emily again. Not after the post, not after the book. Mom tried once. She sent a letter, half sorry, half demanding. I didn't write back. Some people think family is forever, that we should always forgive and go back. But I learned something new. Sometimes the best way to love yourself and your child is to walk away, not out of hate, but out of love. Because Ivy needs to know her body is hers. Her voice matters. Her beauty isn't up for debate. And me. I stopped asking for a seat at their table. I made my own, and my daughter sits right beside me, with or without a crown.